Welcome to another episode of Ruggers. Once again, it's time to discuss the rankings, and I really appreciate all the feedback we get back from people. Some make a lot of sense, some not that much, but I don't send out hate mail to those that make suggestions that doesn't make sense. But yeah, a few interesting questions that I was asked this weekend is, Affies started 10 ranking points behind Grey College. They are now only 5 ranking points, 5.5 ranking points behind Grey College. Does that mean if Affies started on an even footing with Grey College at the beginning of the season, why wouldn't they be number 1? Yeah, that was, and that bothered me because obviously Affies is involved. And so what I did, I recalculated the points that Affies earned and the points that Grey College earned if they would have started on the same footing. And unfortunately for Affies, because they started at a lower footing, their wins against Paul Gym and some other schools that was ranked higher than they were, earned them a lot more points than they would have earned if they started at the same level as Grey College did. The big difference between Affies Grey College at this stage is the win of Grey College against Affies, and Grey College would have earned a lot more points if Affies was very close ranked to them than when Affies was ranked a few points behind them. So that answers your question. I think we got it more or less right, that although one team starts higher than the other team, if a team has a better season than the other team, they could still catch them. That's why we've got the rule there. If you have 10 more ranking points than the guys that you play against, you don't earn any points. So that gives you a ceiling. Grey College quickly running out of a position at this stage. I don't think Grey College can earn maybe 1.5 ranking points more than what they've got at this stage. That's why the race is still, according to me, wide open. Paul Gym, Paul Boys High can still catch them, but then Grey College must also lose 1 or maybe 2 games. So yeah, so that was quite interesting to see, that part of the rankings is working. And sorry for the Affies guys, but I don't think you earn a position higher than 4th at this stage, although it's my own team. All right, let's have a look at some of the rankings of the week. Newcomers in the top 20, E.G. Jansen, after the win of 34-26 against Waterkloof, comes into the top 20. Waterkloof goes out of the top 20. And DHS comes in at number 20 after a great win against Westville, and Westville also drops out of the top 20. The top 50, Middelburg had a good win against Rustenburg High, so Middelburg in, and Rustenburg out. Then Parktown drew against St. Stithians, and what's interesting, the team that's ranked lowest when there's a draw, they still earn points because it's a bit of an upset for their rankings. So Parktown in at the top 50, and Kearsley drops out after their shock loss against Clifton. All right, the top 100, Randburg move up 14 places after beating St. Benedict's, so they come in. Hermanus did not play according to us this weekend, so they dropped out of the top 50. Let's have a look at the top 10. Number 1, I think for the year, my personal opinion is Grey College. Number 2, Paul Gym. Paul Gym didn't play this weekend. Number 3, Paul Boys High. Closed the gap with quite a big margin on Paul Gym. I think the interschools will decide number 2 and number 3. Then Affies at 4, Monash at 5, Paul Roos at 6. Oakdale, after their great win over Outeniqua, moved up 2 places to number 7. Garsfontein stays at number 8. They had a brilliant win against Marais-Viljoen, but once again Marais-Viljoen ranked more than 10 points below them. Hilton College had a great win. They move up 1 position to 9, and Wynberg, after their shock in, what's it, Rondebosch, ne? Yeah, so Wynberg moves into the top 10. Then our top performing schools, so that's the schools who improved their ranking quite a bit. In the top 150, we first look at the schools at the top 150, and no surprise, our friend Mr. Peter Ingledow, he's currently at number 2, Woestergem still at number 1, although they did not play. The Anker had a great win against Dr. Malan, they at number 3. Merensky, great win against Ben Viljoen, they at number 4. And number 5 is Central, and they did not play. Okay, the top 50 improvers, so that's the schools in the top 50 that improved their points the most. DHS number 1, the Anker number 2, Garsfontein number 3, Affies number 4, after a good win, struggling win, but still a good win with more than 15 points, so then they earned 1.5 times bonus. And then Nelspruit, after their win against Montana, is also now one of the top 5 performing schools in the top 50. So that's basically, that's your rankings. Please send me your questions. Yeah, it's interesting, and with that, I'm always looking at improving the rankings and the methods that we calculate the rankings. But Affies, I'm sorry, you are where you're supposed to be. Thanks a lot.